Hello everybody and welcome to this playthrough for Expert Division with the tournament win for the Nascar 9-hole cup here in Golf Clash the game. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic, and before we start, make sure that you do hit the thumbs up button. Also, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications. You can get the note sheet for the Nascar 9-hole cup for Pro, Expert and Master Division qualifying round. We only offer final round note sheet for Master by going to patreon.com/golfclashtom and get your package there today. Follow the info box on the right hand side. There we have it. To get the club distance adjustment, elevation adjustment, also what ball and club type I suggest you to play with. And have in mind that all that comes here in this video are suggestions. You don't have to follow what I do suggest, but there is always a plan behind it. So let's go to hole number 1. For hole number 1, we're gonna go for green. The wind is definitely a nice one. I'm gonna play with a berserker ball, which you can win for free in the golden shot. 2 bars of side spin to the right, and in this example, I play with 1.5 bar of backspin. And you can see here that we do have half of the red ring falling down, half of the blue ring falling down into the bunker. Changing to 2 bars of backspin in the end, and then adjust max plus 10, and we apply 1.5 ball, 2 balls of curl to the right. Max overpower without pushing up to max, which means that you're gonna have a slower needle than what you otherwise have when you do overpower, so it's gonna be much easier to hit perfect. Unfortunately, the 2 bars of backspin is a little bit too much, so we should even pull that one down to maybe play with 1.5 bar backspin tops. But in a worst case scenario, we're gonna be green side like we are there, having a very short wedge towards the pin, and you know, that's gonna be an eagle. So with this type of wind, you're gonna have to make an eagle all the time. If you do not want to play with a berserker ball, you can play with a power 3 ball as well. And you know, I'm not gonna say wing it, because obviously you're going to have to adjust properly, but at the same time, in the end, you know, it's gonna be definitely makeable with a power 3 ball also. For hole number 2, we are going to play with the sniper here, and we're going to play with 4.5 bar backspin, 2 bars of side spin to the right. So you start by adding spin, and once you have done that, you shall in that case play with the bottom of the red ring by the rough line, and with the tip of the ball guideline coming in to be approximately 1 green square left of the pin, and also 1 green square short of pin. Now, the adjustment is going to be a medium distance with a 20% over adjustment, and I'm attempting to play with a 12 in pull angle. No overpower, no underpower, no curl, and then we're going to try to hit perfect. Bouncing on the fairway, up towards the pin, and it takes the turn and right that pin for a beautiful hole-in-one. The thing that we do need to have in mind here though is that this is a tough one to do the same thing all the time, because it is a pretty uneven fairway that we're bouncing on, but if we can get that one close and drop it from time to time, I'm going to be very pleased. For hole number 3, we're gonna use the club with the most power. This to limit the amount of overpower needed to get over the water and the rough. 6 bars of topspin, 3 bars of side spin to the right. I'm using the Apocalypse level 6 to have the half of the red ring into the rough on the right in complete max distance. Adjust max plus 10. And then we shall push up to max, and this is with whatever driver that you are using, but let's pretend that you would be playing with an Apocalypse level 4 for an example. Then you also push up to max, and now we're going to apply curl and overpower. I'm using 1 ball to the right in curl, and also using 1 ring of overpower when it comes to Apocalypse level 5 plus. If you do play with Apocalypse level 4, you shall go with 3 rings of overpower instead, because you have less power on that level of Apocalypse. Now, it's very important that you note down the yardage, because yardage is what's going to help you for the second shot. 392 yards. Now, second shot from 392 shall be played with 5 bars of topspin, 1 bar side spin to the right, and I play with a thorn level 9. top of the yellow ring by the edge of the rough, and we will apply 61% slider, no elevation. And as you can see as well, I'm playing with a strong 1159. The reason I play with a strong 1159 is that we do adjust from a higher to a lower point, and to compensate for that drop down, we need to have that 1159, as we otherwise will fall short. Right that pin for a beautiful albatross this is, even though it says eagle, but I did time out on the second shot. But this one is definitely a really good chance for an albatross. Once again, 392 yards equals 61% slider, no elevation. Play with a thorn if you do have the thorn in too low level that you don't have 5 bars of topspin. Play with the hornet or the falcon instead. On hole number 4, we're gonna play with our sniper, and we're gonna use max backspin and 0.2 bars of side spin to the right. You can play with a sniper level 9 and sniper level 10 with this shot. Bottom of the yellow ring by the start of the fringe, or like the end of the fringe, depending on how you want to look at it. Ball guideline to go short, but pointing at the hole with the tip. Now, we're going to adjust, and we're going to adjust maximum distance, no elevation, power 2 ball numbers. So even though we play with a power 3 ball, which I go with power 2 ball numbers, I would recommend to try to play with a wind that is going to be between 7 and 8 miles per hour. So mix between playing with a Kingmaker and with a power 3 wind 4 ball, like the Pinata that I'm playing in the video, or the Paradise ball. There's Pinecone, there's Centurions, there's Kingslayer. There are so many balls that do a power 3 wind 4 that I would say that that should be your main focus if the wind is too high with a Kingmaker. So very good chance here on hole number 4. Hole number 5. This is actually a very decent wind, I must say. And I'm going to start by using 3 bars of left spin, 3 bars of top spin. And we stretch out to see the ball guideline pointing straight down the fairway. And then we will, from max distance here, adjust maximum distance plus 10. Push up to max. And then it's time to take our shot. We're gonna use a little bit of curl to the left, just to make sure that we are going to push that ball to be as close to the left corner possible. 4 rings of overpower is what I'm using here, as I do not want to fall short. But be careful, because if you use too much overpower, you will in that case go too long, and you will in that case roll into the rough, and then the eagle is going to be very tough to get from there. But this is an absolute perfect spot, I must say, and we're gonna have a very nice shot towards the pin. Second shot, I play with the Cataclysm, not so much because we need it in this scenario, because we do have the distance now to play with the sniper. And the thing is though, using the Cataclysm helps you with having the power enough every single time, because you can have a bad great right instead of a great left that I had, or just a perfect ball, and still in that case fall short, and then you're gonna have the problem having power towards the second shot. So max plus 10 is what I'm adjusting. Unfortunately, there is a great left on this shot, and the great left is going to take that ball to miss on the left hand side, obviously. Perfect would have been close, I must say. So bouncing on the fairway, getting it up. So again, speed-wise was good, but it's just the great left that obviously is going to be a problem. I'm not considering this to be an albatross attempt at all. I do consider this one to be a safe eagle, but at the same time, you know, if we can get ourselves an albatross or two, you know, yeah, we're gonna be very pleased with that. Hole number 6, and here I'm going to play a layup option. We're also going to take a look at our opponent's shot when it comes to playing an aggressive shot, trying to go over the water as well, which I think is an interesting line if you do have big boy clubs. So we start with 3 bars of topspin, 1 bar of right spin, ball guideline to point just straight down the fairway, starting at the plus 10 yard mark with the rock level 9. Maximum distance plus 10 is what I'm using, and once after that we're going to try to hit perfect. Perfect ball. down the fairway, and it rolls up towards the hill there, and this is absolutely perfect. We do want to get up the hill here like this to suit the second shot that we're gonna play. 331 yards, but this is not a linear way that we're playing. Then we will in that case be not relying on the yardage note. So here we would in somewhat go by rings from min is what I in some case are looking for here now, but it's going to be difficult as we do have a very uneven fairway, and we do want to first and foremost make sure that we are finding a spot that gives us a consistent bounce. So I'm aiming slightly left of pin, 1.5 bar side spin to the left, and also 4.5 bar backspin. And now we're going to play with 10% elevation, and the rings that we are adjusting is going to be 8 rings. So we do 8 rings for 8.3 miles per hour, and then we're going to try to hit perfect. Perfect ball. Bouncing on the fairway up towards the pin, high bounce there, and he turns around, and we just barely missed that one on the right side. Needed just a click more or a little bit more offset, but this one is obviously a tough one to drop from distance. That's why our opponent's shot is going to be very interesting to look at, because he plays aggressive, trying to go over the water, and let's take a look now. So for the more aggressive option then on hole number 6, our opponent's shot here is going to be interesting, because he actually makes it over to the fairway above the water and the rough, and I didn't really think that was that possible here in Expert, as the wind are so low compared to in Master. He's using 7.5 bar topspin, 2 bars of side spin to the left, starting with the yellow ring slightly inside the rough on the left, adjust max plus 10, then he push up 7 yards. So he push up to plus 9. After that, he takes his shot with max curl left and max overpower with a slower needle. And the thing that we do need to think about when it comes to this here now is that obviously reaching to the spot that he's reaching is lucky. You know, you can't say anything else more than that it's lucky, because the first try he had, he actually went into the water with a very similar attempt. So playing this type of shot is taking a risk, but the reward could be massive, because getting over the water in the rough and roll out on the fairway gets you a miles better opportunity for an eagle than what we had. I would say that an Apocalypse level 6 with 7 bars of topspin is the absolute minimum you should, if so, attempt to play this one. And have in mind that having a different wind angle than our opponent, doesn't have to be much, but just a slight different wind angle than our opponent had, that might give you a different outcome on that shot. So you need to have those variables in mind, and unfortunately I think it's too little time to get this one dialed in. That's why I personally go with the safe option, but I want to display the more aggressive option, as that was a beautiful drive from our opponent. Hole number 7, and we're going to start with a power 4 ball to find absolute minimum distance here. And I think that is a very nice way to try to find a correct landing position. 3.5 bar backspin, 1 bar side spin to the right. And now we're going to look for the ball guideline to go through the hole, okay? Once the ball guideline is through the hole, we're going to change to a Kingmaker once again, and we shall not shall, but in this video, I do adjust maximum distance plus 10. But looking at the end result, which you will do in a bit, then we should have adjusted max plus 5 for a better result. The difference between a max plus 5 and a max plus 10 is 0.4 rings with high wind, and then 0.3 rings with a low wind. Perfect ball. And you see here that the ball bounces nicely, but it turns down to the right, and we miss with approximately 0.3, 0.4 rings. And that is something that we will tweak, and we will in the next case play max plus 5 power 3 ball settings for a better chance. Hole number 8, we're going to play with the driver that gives us the most power possible. I'm using 6 bars of topspin, 3 bars of side spin to the right. We're looking to, in this case, have half of the white ring into the rough on the right in absolute max distance. So that is with Apocalypse level 5, level 6. Then you need to change just slightly if you do play with Apocalypse level 7 or level 8. To go with, in that case, white ring to the right by the rough line to the right. Max curl to the right. and play max overpower as well. We're pushing this drive hard, but there is definitely great value in reaching as far down the fairway possible. For the second shot, I'm not going to go with a Guardian backspin shot because I feel that is just going to be so weirdly inconsistent that I'm just going to leave that be. I'm going to play a more aggressive line, and that is to play with a sniper rough bump. And I'm going to play 3 bars of left spin to make sure that I take myself away from the fairway on the left that falls down. Ball guideline to go through the hole, look for a spot that is not glitchy. We definitely do not want to have any glitch rolls there, even though if you get a glitch roll, you will still be having no problem to still stay on the green. Now I do play with an 1159 pull angle for this shot, and you will notice that I do play with a minus 5% elevation true distance slider. And the thing that we do need to do is to play with a minus 10% elevation instead true distance slider for a better effect. That's why we do suggest minus 10% elevation for this shot. Bouncing into the rough, rolls out, you can see here with minus 5%, we're definitely over adjusted. Speed-wise is perfect, but we need that minus 10 to get that ball closer. This one is and should be considered as a bonus, because this one is a tough one to drop. Hole number 9, we're going to play a no movement drive, which means that we're not going to touch our target and our club until it's time to adjust the reins. 2 bars of side spin to the left, 1 bar of backspin is what I'm using. Adjustment is going to be max plus 10. You can also notice that I do play with a power 4 ball. It's the same stats as a dead ball. The season 22 has exactly the same stats, and the reason I play with a power 4 ball is mainly due to not having to overpower the second shot, and also that the third shot can then be used as a pin check when we attack the pin for a possible eagle. So there is value to that. Can you reach over the rough by using a berserker ball or any type of power 5 ball and a good club? Maybe. You know, Thor's Hammer level 7 plus, Apocalypse level 7 plus, maybe having a chance, but I'm not gonna, you know, look into that here in this video. Second shot is played as the info box says, max with no elevation. And then we're gonna play 2 bars of side spin to the right. I'm using 7 bars of top spin. And you see there that we are aiming basically for the ball guideline to go in between the rough line on the rough on the left and the rough on the right. Adjustment, once again, max no elevation. We're gonna push up to max, and we are not gonna use any overpower. That's once again one of the positive things by playing with a power 4 ball instead of a power 3. Perfect. And we see the ball roll nicely down the fairway. And from there, we're going to play a short iron towards the pin. And now we are not going to change any elevation, or we're not going to change any club distance value, because we're going to be pretty much close to maximum distance of our club. So we're going to take a look here now at that, and we're going to open up the third shot, which we're going to take a look at. First, go towards the pin, and you can see here that we have +7 at the pin. So that is a classic pin check. Now, we're going to add 1 bar of side spin to the right to align the ball guideline with the wind. So first, I don't do that, but then I do it in the end. And you see how now 7.2, we're going to take a look here. I'm actually going to use Clash Caddy because I did forget what slider percentage I did play. So let us take a look at that here now. We're going to see how many rings we're going to play here now. First and foremost, you know, try to have a slight 1201 if possible, but it's not the end of the world if it is a straight pull. Should be going in anyway. 3.8 rings. We do have that one as a total of 76% slider. No elevation for this shot, power 4 ball numbers. So you can see we're getting that one right at pin for a beautiful eagle. And an eagle on this hole should be considered as a drop. Because, you know, getting an albatross here, I don't think there's many players in the world that has ever done that, to be honest. And that has been due to reaching over the first piece of rough with a big boy driver from the start. So hole number 9, tough hole, but definitely a makeable eagle. Thank you so much everybody for watching this playthrough for Expert Division with the tournament win for the Nascar 9-hole cup here in Golf Clash the game. If you do want to get the note sheet for qualifying round for Expert and also, you know, for Pro and for Master, make sure you get your package on patreon.com/golfclashtommy, link directly in the description down below. Video sponsored by Golf Clash and Playdemic. Once again, thank you so much for watching and good luck in your Golf Clash game.